Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to continue on in our travel category. This is a piece of Lojel, well, it's a carry-on suitcase, carry-on luggage. This is the Lojel Cubo, so let's get into this guy. Well folks, welcome back to techgooch. Today, like I said, we're looking at the Lojel Cubo. Now, little disclosure, at least in the history of where I'm coming from and where I'm going to come from this video. First of all, I've actually owned Lojel luggage for well over 5, 6, maybe 7 years now. I bought my first carry-on, my first hard-sided carry-on was Lojel. I really liked it. Then I got my wife one after I got back from a trip, and then we were going on a trip together, so I got her one, and then about a year later we were taking our kids to Disney. I got them Lojel hard-sided suitcases as well. And so we've kind of been the carry-on Lojel family. The beautiful thing about Lojel is the color variety is fantastic. They are well built without being crazy expensive. They've got a lot of really neat features. And to be honest, this specific one, the Cubo, comes in at a different kind of style than most carry-on luggage, most carry-on suitcases. And so that's what I really wanted to, I guess, go into on this video. Now, Lojel did actually provide this to me. So unlike my suitcase that I personally own, I bought with my own money. Same with my wife, same with my kids. We bought those all. This one was sent to me. Now, I'm not going to look at it like that. I'm going to look at it like I bought it, cash, as is. But, just full disclosure so you know where I'm coming from, they did allow me to do this video, but they're not scripting me. I don't do script. I won't allow it. But that's it. Just wanted to at least let you know what's going on. So, alright. So this is the Cubo. This is the carry-on. This is the smallest size you can get this in. They do offer a medium-large as well. I think they may have 4 sizes, actually. And I'll put the link down in the description where you can head right off to their website. Take a peek at all the good stuff. I have it in a bunch of colors. This is kind of the mustard yellow, I guess, is maybe the best way to put it. Size and weight. Officially on their website, they classify it as 20.9 inches tall, 14 inches wide, 9.8 inches deep. However, this has an expansion zone in the center. This is not the actual opening to get into the suitcase. This expands up to 11 inches thick. So, you're on vacation, you buy a few things, and you can't quite fit it in your packed suitcase anyway. You can expand it, gain a, well, you know, little over an inch. And it is just a little over an inch. But gives you breathing room. That's the best way to put it. 6.8 inches for the weight. So it comes in, to be honest, I would call it a decent weight. 37 liters full capacity. You can expand that to 42 liters with the expansion zone. So that's kind of our guts to tell you exactly where we're sitting. This is a different type of suitcase. Now you can see that this does have zippers. If you've watched my video from years ago, my Lojel frame, that's the one I personally own myself, does not have zippers. It's actually a briefcase style aluminum framed one. So there's ups and downs to both of those. The big thing that this has the bonus is it expands. The second thing that this has a bonus for, and this is kind of the design of this bag or this luggage, this carry-on, is how it's suited to be packed. It's not like most suitcases where you split it down the center, it opens up like a clam, and you fill half this half, and then you fill this half, and then you close the clam. This is not like that at all. This is a tub storage suitcase, is maybe the best way to put it, because essentially I have one gigantic compartment and then this front guy here. And best way to describe it is, well, first, let's go over the features. So we do have a TSA lock here. It is a combo code. Right now I just have it set to zeros. If you click on it, just like, to be honest, almost any luggage out there that has this kind of where the actual zippers lock into it, right? Same thing to set this guy. If you actually push and hold, maybe I bring it in to show. I'll show you that here shortly, how to actually set the lock. But you can open up this front, and it kind of sits open at an angle. This is kind of your access at the airport section. So this, you can house your tablet, your computer, your laptop, quick go-to accessories, right? You're not going to have something too thick, right? Because there's not a whole lot of space in here. So like a battery backup, you can fit in here as long as it's not a really thick battery backup. But usually most people aren't traveling with something that's crazy thick anyway. I put my keys in here when I was done with my vehicle. I got on the shuttle to get to the airport. My keys went in here, all my stuff to get out of my pocket, right? Kind of went in here to get it out of the way. I also had my backpack with me too, so I threw my cell phone, I think, in my backpack before I went through security. But that said, this is kind of your quick access item. This is also your gateway to your bag too. So when you actually arrive at your destination, you get to your hotel or bed and breakfast or wherever you're going, you lay it down. So you still have to get into this section here. So you still have to open this section, because this section is how you get to the second zippered area, which you can see there's smaller zippers that are kind of within the zipper. This is going to be my one pet peeve that I don't like about this bag, is having to go into this one and then into this one to access the main component. And I'm probably going to say that again here, because we're going to actually cut to me in my hotel room showing you how I used this. But there's a second zippered section, and then we have the main area. Now the main area does have a compression strap. One of the things that I would love to see Lojel include with this, maybe in a future case there, or maybe an accessory, would be a compression kind of divider, or maybe not divider, but a compression thing where you could fill your clothes up so it's popping crazy, be able to clasp something and suck the whole thing in. The thing about a strap is it has point pressure, right? You're only going to put pressure here. So if I fill this up with clothes, I'm going to put a big like butterfly thing, and I'm just going to have it kind of separate up. So that's probably the one thing. Now I use compression storage sacks with my clothing, so I don't need it. But to be honest, I could put other stuff in here and compress the entire guts as well. So one thing that this is missing, that to be honest a lot of suitcases now have, is that compression strap thing that actually is a more stable, large compression thing. So Lojel, if you're listening on this one, that might be something to look into, because a big storage area like this kind of screams to just dump your stuff into, and then strap, and then just cinch down, and that would be awesome. I think it'd be awesome. That's not going to say that having this single tub, to be honest, with a lot of things, is easier to pack than having a divided tub. And maybe the best way to put it is to show you that. But I think first, now that we kind of went over the gist of the bag, let's cut to me in my hotel room. I'll discuss this. You'll even get to see my wife's bag next to it, and what I like, what I don't like. So, cut to me. Alright, well, let's take a peek at how we actually have this packed, because I just packed it after we're finishing our trip. We're getting ready to get back on to the airport, but you can see how, because it's one big tub, everything comes in from one angle, right? So I have, this is my tech bag, this is my drone, this is kind of my camera bag when I'm out and about, and I just kind of throw some stuff in it that I took with me, so some extra batteries and stuff. Down below I have my bathroom bag, some stuff we bought, my drone controller, and then my clothing bag. And I have a few extra straps and stuff in here that I can just kind of put in between the handle pieces that kind of keep it in there. So, you know, depending on how you pack and what bags you have, everything can kind of just compartmentalize in here. The nice thing about the single tub design versus, you know, having the two compartment design where it actually opens up like most bags do, to be honest, is the fact that I don't have to worry about things being too thick for one half of the bag. I have one big compartment, I fill that compartment up, and that's how she's going to go. So, you know, in this case, I can put this in any order I want, but you just slowly build it up to the top. You're just filling it up. And then you do have, and I should have made sure I grabbed the other strap down here. Let's grab that back out. So the only bad thing is, there we go, there it is right there. If you're not paying attention, you let it go to the bottom, right? So we stick everything back how we had it. And down there, and then just tighten. Now this strap actually is one piece, so there's not like, you know, a small piece, so it's just one big loop, and you just pull the top one to tighten it down, and then you can close the lid. Now the lid itself is kind of funny. This is one of the things I don't like about the bag is to close the main compartment. It's not closing this big lid, because this kind of compartment here is designed so you can access just like your laptop and stuff. This is kind of a laptop sleeve. So there's a small zipper in here that closes the main compartment. So there's one on each side. So if I grab that guy, that's the main compartment closed. Now I just have the clamshell here where I can have some quick access items that I want to be able to maybe access at the airport. And then you have your main zipper on the outside of the bag that locks the whole compartment in. Now, I did not have to expand this bag. This is in carry-on mode, but I have not expanded it. To expand it, you can see there is a zipper here on the side. So this doesn't open the bag. This just adds the expansion zone. So if I unzip that all the way around, there we go. I'm going to add an extra little over an inch to the actual capacity of the bag. And what that does inside, obviously, is just gives you more room, right, for stuff. Right, it's going to make this thicker. I'm going to be able to get more stuff down in here. Now I added more capacity. So, you know, I'm on my trip. I buy some shirts or whatever. I'm going to have some extra space in here for whatever I was to purchase in that case. My case scenario, I have a couple extra things in here, but not enough to actually need that extra room. So I'm going to actually button that back up so it keeps the bag as tight and compact as possible. So obviously with this, no matter what you're doing, if you're packing light with a carry-on bag, you're probably going to want to have some kind of compression bag. Like I have my Peak Design compression bags. It's always recommended, but lots of things to do. In that case, like I said, the things that I don't like, the zipper within a zipper design, I understand why it's there. You know, so you have this compartment, you have to have a way to close it off between the two. But this little zipper kind of gets caught. So yeah, if you start, you can kind of just flay it open a little bit, but you know, it's kind of a little more of a pain in the butt to grab onto that. I actually love the single compartment design just for the sheer fact that it makes it really easy to pack. The downside to this design is if I want to get to that bag on the bottom, like you saw, in order for me to get to this strap, I got to take all this stuff out. So there is benefits, but there's some serious costs to doing it that way, right? So in that case, the single tub design makes it really easy to pack, really easy to smash things down in here, and I don't have to worry about things being too thick for one side versus the other. Downside, harder to get to the stuff on the bottom. So if you're like me, I pack, and when I get to my location I unpack everything, then this is going to be great. If you live out of the suitcase where you take things in and out, the single tub design like this one here, probably not the suitcase for you. So, but in the end, we'll close it up here just to show you one more time. Like I said, this is the easy access part while you're in the, really designed for while you're on the go. And then you do have your TSA combo lock on the top, and you can, yeah, do what you want. Alright, one of the other things I wanted to point out, this is an older piece of Lojel luggage that me and my wife actually both own. This is my wife's here, but this is the groove frame, which is an aluminum frame one that they had with a polycarbonate tub. We love this luggage. It's fantastic. You can see they just have a single wheel design. This is kind of what they used to do. On the new Lojel, they have the dual wheel design on each of the axles. These definitely roll smoother. It runs smoother down the airport, kind of what I was showing in the airport itself. They're better than the single wheel design. These were simple and they worked fine, and we've actually had no issues with this suitcase. We've owned this suitcase. I think I got mine probably 5+ years ago, 6 maybe, and I got my wife's just after I got mine. And this obviously Lojel sent me to review, but they've made some big improvements on certain things. The handle isn't quite as floppy as the old one. And when we got these, when I did a review on the groove frame, when we got that, the handle is a little looser, and I thought, how long is that going to last? Well, 6 years in, it's exactly like it was 6 years ago. So we've had no issues with it. But this one's definitely a little bit tighter, and the wheels are definitely a step up over the older version. Kind of to show how well it glides as far as I can zoom out. I mean, it's just effortless. And Nick can just spin around for me. Really, really good, really, really smooth. Just a solid design, specifically in the architecture of the wheels. Handle is definitely less loose too from the older Lojel bags. A little bit sturdier handle on it, so that's a huge plus as well, because that was always the one thing I didn't like about my previous Lojel, was the handle was a little rickety, much more solid. So far, a lot of good things to say about it. So like I said about the handles, old versus the new, this one a little more rickety, you can kind of hear it, right? This one not as much, it's definitely a little bit firmer. We do actually get equal amount, if not more, I guess, up in settings to put the handle at. Kind of simple, but different polycarbonate than this guy is. This is definitely a little bit different bag than, you know, this older guy. And we're not doing a comparison, but this is kind of what I'm really comparing this to, is my groove frame, because this has kind of been our staple. Solid bag, and the thing about Lojel in general is it's well built, it works really good. It's a good price for what you get, no doubt. But we love the bright colors because they're really easy to find your bag at the airport if you check anything. We've checked these bags several times because we were bringing something back that we couldn't have as a carry-on. Maybe some liquids or something, so we'd check it. And so this has been through the ringer. But yeah, Lojel, you know, for what it is, for how much you pay for it, I think it's a very, very solid bag. Okay, so basically my wife's pink one is the exact same one that I have here, which is the Lojel groove frame. A little bit older, right? Has been going for a while. But the thing is that, like I said, with the packing, you have a choice in most cases where you have two halves, right? In this case, I do have a zipper divided half. I can fill this up with clothing or whatever I fill it up with. It doesn't really matter. And then I have my main area over here. Some of the newer ones, like I said, do have a big compression area rather than just a strap. Like, well, both of these have a similar strap, to be honest. So, if you're the type of person that packs with nice, thin packing cubes, this will work just fine. The traditional type of clamshell type design. But, like you saw how I have it packed, you can actually stack this up, right? The downside is, I'm not going to be able to get to the bottom very well because I don't have access to half the bag. I have one big tub. The big, beautiful benefit of this is if I have a large item that is thicker than half of my carry-on, this makes it super easy because I can have something as thick as the entire bag and then pack around it. So, and I've actually been on trips where I came back with something that was larger than what the half of this was, and I had a heck of a time getting it back without modifying or changing how I packed because trying to get it in here was a pain. Getting it in here would have been really easy, to be honest about it. And then also, just so a show close up at least, there's the zipper. You zip it all the way around, and now you have an expansion area in your bag. So now you have a bag that is thicker. Now, they built into the inner profile here, the inner lining, so you're not going to see that. It's not going to, oh, there's a section that's going to come apart and go to this. That's behind this. But there are two storage areas in here that you can put maybe toiletry items or small things in. They put a lot of thought into this. This specific bag, the Cubo, is different. So people that don't like the traditional, this actually works really, really well. Okay, so take that guy off the table. Some of the things about it. The surface. So it is kind of a polycarbonate, kind of a hard polycarbonate. It's got a good amount of support to it, a good amount of protection, but it does flex. And it is a matte finish, not a kind of a textured finish rather than a smooth, so it's not going to show scratches as much. They put I mean, the zippers that they actually put on this guy are kind of that double in and out layer zipper, so they have like that security type zipper, so you can't just take a pen or something and push through the zipper to get into it. So even if you lock your bag, you still have a secured area. It would take some penetration to get into that zipper. I'll be honest about that. Like I said in the video, the wheels, they definitely did an upgrade on the wheels. I like this wheel design better than the older Lojel wheel design, so good job there, Lojel. I also think that the handle is a little bit more secure than the original handle. Now, I'm going to say, the reason I brought the handle up specifically is, when we first got it, I thought the handle on my original Groove was a little rickety, right? I'm not going to say it's the best handle in the world. It's got a little bit of play to it, right? And to be honest, I thought, well, how long is it going to last? Well, I can say that it's been beat to pieces, and it works great. I've taken this bag a lot of locations, and I've never had an issue with it, so that little bit of play feels a little funky when you're going down the airport, specifically if you're kind of on that like heavy textured like carpet where you have a little more drag. The play in the handle has a little bit weird feel to it. This has a little bit less play out of the gate, to be honest about it. And of course, you would expect things to get a little bit looser over time, but I think they've played around with some of those tolerances, I think, a little bit more. The handle is just a quick rubberized kind of friction fit handle. Nothing really to say about there. But they do put a 10-year warranty on this guy, and like I said, colors. 7 colors. Like I said, I like things that stand out, right? I like to look at the airport, like for instance when we were on the shuttle, I can look up front and see my bag, make sure nobody else took it, or making sure that it actually is on where I'm at. When you pop the overhead compartment, there it is. It's great, and we actually do take a regional flight on occasion, not frequently, but every so often we'll take a regional flight from our home airport here in Dubuque, Iowa, to Chicago, and the carry-on status, they don't have overhead pins. They take them and they kind of gate check them, and then they bring them back to the gate when you get off of the plane. You just kind of have to wait for them to bring it back to the gate. Having something that stands out makes it really easy to find your bag. So they have this like a navy blue, kind of a cardinal kind of red. They have it in white. They have it in like a pink, a gray, a black. I think I've got most of them there. But seven different colors. And I love having that variety of colors, specifically because me and my wife have the exact same suitcase. My kids have a version of this suitcase, and all 4 of us have completely different colors. So I don't even have to know, I don't have to label it, I don't have to do anything. I know exactly which one's mine based on the color. So I'm a huge proponent of that. Makes also traveling a little more colorful in your life, right? So that is the Lojel Cubo. Now I know I did say that I would show you how to set the lock. So let's do that before we finish up. Okay, so kind of getting close as I can here, but so the zippers obviously attach here. This is going to be the TSA key, which you're not going to have. That's going to be for TSA. This is your release. If you just kind of slide it to the side, it unlocks it. And right now I have the code set to just the standard 000. Now, you're going to want to change that, right? You don't want to have something that's for you, more for you. Nobody else knows. You can see there's a little button right here. And so if we push that button in, it'll actually push in and hold. And so just push it in, set your code. So let's just say 111, right? Once you have the code set, you know you're good. Hit the unlock, and then you can see that button pop back out. Now we are set. So if we go back to 000, won't go, but at 111, we're good to go again. So my code now is 111. That's as easy as it is to set. So that's the Lojel Cubo. If you have any questions at all, post below. Let me know what you think. I gotta see. It's great because it gives you the flexibility of being able to expand your bag, still having a nice protective suitcase as it is. There's upsides and downsides to having a split carry-on versus a large tub carry-on. No doubt. And it all depends on how you pack and what you're looking for. But this definitely kind of has a place in my arsenal because there are times when I have larger items that are really hard to pack in my 2 half put together carry-on. I don't like checking bags. I hate it. I like to take everything with me, so I have a carry-on luggage and I have my personal item backpack. Those two items, that's all I take. If I don't fit it in there, it doesn't go. It's simple. Which, to be honest, the last couple trips weren't very long trips, and I still took too much really with me. And I'm now gonna get to the point where I'm gonna dumb down what I take, because I didn't even use some of the stuff I took this time. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions at all about it, let me know. You can head over to techgooch.com. You can reach me directly there, especially if you have direct questions about well, the Lojel products. What I have, the Cubo specifically, obviously in this case, and I'm hoping to show more luggage in the future. But this was a great learning experience to see more options out there, specifically options that are way different than what I have. And I want to say thank you very much to Lojel for allowing me to do this video, because, hey, I appreciate it. So, prices, this is the carry-on, the small, $250 is where they're going to start. That's retail, of course. If you go to the medium size, which is not going to be a carry-on size, you're going to jump up to $300. The large is $350, and then they have a fit size. That was the other size that I completely forgot about. That's like a slimmer but taller, $330. Again, these are all retail prices, so you may be able to find a discount or something at your local retailer that does sell these bags. So I will put links down below. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for sticking to the end, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video. Hopefully more travel stuff. I love doing videos on travel stuff. We'll see you soon.